We're looking at Article 1, Section 3 here, which is all the information about the Senate. Um, Clause 1 talks about the fact that we'll have 2 senators from each state. They will serve 6 years, and they each get 1 vote. The next one, we have a continuous body in the Senate, which means we're never going to have 100% of senators up for election in any one election cycle. And this is how in the first Congress, they staggered that so that we could carry on that, only 1/3 being up for election every 6 years. Clause 3 are the qualifications to be a to be a senator. Clause 4 talks about the president of the Senate will be the vice president and can only vote in case of a tie. Clause 5 talks about the president pro tem, which is that temporary presiding officer because the vice president can't always be there. Clause 6 is where the Senate gets the power to do the trials for impeachment. Impeachment takes place in the House of Representatives, but the trials then, once they determine that there is enough evidence, we're going to have a trial in the Senate. And then it says, when sitting for the purpose, they shall be on oath or affirmation. When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall preside. So any other time, the President of the Senate is going to preside, but if it is the President who is going to be impeached, we have to have the Chief Justice because obviously if the President is convicted and kicked out of office, then the Vice President gets the job. So we don't want that person being the judge in this case because there's obviously a conflict of interest. And then Clause 7 goes on to talk about if the in the trial, if they're found guilty, the only thing that we can do is to remove them from office. So if there's more punishment that needs, then we're going to have an actual trial outside of that. So the trial for impeachment, the worst punishment that we can do is just remove this person from office. Nothing else can happen. So Article 1, Section 3, these 7 clauses deal specifically with the Senate. So make some notes on your Constitution. So when you're going through taking your test, you can have that with you so you can use that as a source.